Hello and welcome to Barb Talks. Today I'm talking about 4 categories to declutter from your memory items. I've just been going through my doll collection, and that was really important to me as I was growing up. I love to collect dolls. I really was into that as a child, and I was still actually collecting dolls in my 50s. But now that I'm in my 60s and I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I'm in the last quarter of my life. I'm realizing I need to do some downsizing, and the doll collection as a whole isn't really that important to me as much as it used to be. So to help me downsize on those dolls, to kind of make the collection smaller so I'm not dragging around these dolls to every place we end up moving in the next 25, 30 years, I figured I'd start with these 4 categories. The first category is items or memories that aren't yours. And I know we all have them. We all have things that we're holding on to for somebody else. This doll was a gift given to my daughter, and it's a music box, and it was given to her by a friend of mine. It plays a wedding song. I think it's called the Hawaiian Wedding Song, and it's a beautiful doll. My daughter at one time said she didn't want it, but I was going, I bet she'll want it. So I saved it, and sure enough, she wants it now. So this is not my memory, it's my daughter's. And this is a doll that I can give back to her. So this is one that I can declutter. Another doll that wasn't truly my memory was this little papoose doll. This was given to me by my grandmother. And she, in the 1940s, had done some travel. And she got this cute little doll as a souvenir on her travels. Since I was into doll collecting, she offered it to me, and of course I took it. It was plastic. I didn't have a papoose doll and a Cupid doll looking face, and the eyes close, which is always cool. So this was my grandma's memory. I enjoyed it, but I'm ready to pass it along, and luckily my daughter wants it. So I will be passing both of these dolls on to my daughter. So that's the first category, items and memories that aren't yours. The second category is items that someone else would appreciate more. My great uncle brought this back from his travels over in Europe in the military and gave it to my Aunt Gwyneth when she was a girl. And it's got a paper skirt and fabric and beads and a paper mache head, little tassel. It's a very interesting doll. But what I was thinking about was this was given to me by my aunt. And I got to thinking, I wonder if my great uncle's children, his grandchildren, his great grandchildren would be interested in a piece of history that had to do with their family member. And sure enough, I called up some family that lives up in the Seattle area, and one of them really wants this doll. So I've enjoyed this doll all these years in my doll collection, but I'm ready to pass it on to someone who would appreciate it more. So the Greek soldier doll is items that someone else might appreciate more. I got this when I was single and I didn't have much money, and I went to the Oregon coast, and this was in one of the gift shops. It's actually an ornament. It's adorable, it's cute. What's so fun about this is years later, dating and then marrying into a family, my in-laws did clowning in hospitals, and they traveled around the world following my brother-in-law and his wife as they did teaching around the world, and then my in-laws would go and do clowning wherever they were. So this doll ended up representing my in-laws. And I think my daughter would really enjoy this because it represents my own personal freedom of being a single person enjoying my life, but also it represents her family, both sides of the family. So this clown ornament doll will go to her, to someone who would appreciate it more. It's also fun when I'm able to give away things to my own family because I can then go play with them too. The third category is items from a collection that you no longer need. My doll collection is a collection that I'm realizing I'm ready to downsize. These are just the dolls that I'm giving away. I still have more. One of the dolls I'm ready to get rid of is this wooden Swedish doll. I don't remember where I got this, but I do remember why. It was a wooden doll, and I didn't have a wooden doll, and I thought it would be really nice to have one. It can stand on its own legs, and it's got a little fabric dress. So it's all fabric, wood, and painted on face. So it was really well made, and I appreciated it, but I'm ready to pass this along. And I believe my daughter also wants this one. Another doll that I'm ready to pass along is this Lamely doll. What I liked about this doll is it was the first doll I'd ever heard of that was sized to be the actual proportions of the average woman. And it came with different clothes, but I got it on our Buy Nothing network. So when I got it, it just came with this shirt, which was adorable, and the kind of outfit that an average woman girl would wear. And I just made her some sweatpants because that's something else the average woman girl would wear. The feet move and they're flat. They're not like a Barbie doll where it goes into a little pointed toe. In fact, the Lamely doll was invented before the Barbie franchise began creating dolls of different sizes. So this was the first doll made in the proportions of a real human. And she's got like bendable wrist and bendable feet, and she can sit down. I'm also going to offer this one back to my daughter, see if she wants the Lamely doll. And the last doll that I'm ready to give away right now is this baby soldier doll. First of all, a baby soldier, that's a concept that's not so exciting to think about. I think I originally got this somewhere to represent my English heritage, but I don't even think it's an English doll. So I'm not, again, it doesn't really have any meaning for me, and so I'm ready to let it go. It says Samson's Sears on the bottom. So it was probably one of those cheap toys from way back when. The fourth category that I'm ready to get rid of is memory items that have memories mixed with sadness. And this is one that I think a lot of people, including myself, hadn't really thought of, because some of our memories are mixed with sadness. And at different times when we were younger, maybe we'd hold on to the happy part of that sad memory. But when you get to be in the last quarter of your life, you start going, why am I holding on to sad stuff? I'm ready to kind of let the sad stuff go and live just the happy stuff. So these dolls are Cabbage Patch Kids dolls. And in the 80s, Cabbage Patch Kids were like all the rage. I was married at that time to a different person than I'm married to now. And my mother-in-law at that time was a very intelligent, kind, meticulous person. She did all kinds of creative things, tatting and crochet, but she was married to a man who didn't appreciate her and made her the butt of jokes and put her down all the time. And her son did the same thing. Mistreated her, put her down all the time, made her the butt of jokes. And one of the things that she did for me is when the Cabbage Patch, the big ones, were all the rage, she went down and waited in line and got me one. She always was so caring about wanting to do the right thing and be a good person and bring joy to people's lives. And I kept that doll for quite a while. I didn't even take it out of the box because it was a collector's item. They were supposed to be these big collector's items that were going to make people tons of money down the road. I eventually got rid of it because it had the sad memories of watching this woman who was so competent just be chipped away at all the time. That was one of the things that helped me realize there were other reasons for me as well to divorce my first husband, but that was one of the things is I'm looking at my present and my future, because he also treated me like he treated his mom. Guys do that. So he was mistreating me and not respecting me and using me the butt of jokes and all kinds of stuff. And I thought, I don't want to live the rest of my life like this. And so I divorced him. But I got these two little dolls in the 80s when I was not married to him to represent the Cabbage Patch dolls, because that was such a thing then. But as I'm telling you this story, this is kind of therapeutic for me to be able to tell these stories so that I can process why I'm ready to give something away. Yes, this was an important historical moment for a doll collector, but it also has the sad memories of knowing that this very capable woman was not treated right. And that makes me sad. And so I'm ready to give away these little, they're supposed to clip them onto backpacks or clip them onto things. But I'm ready to give these away because of that. And I'm ready to have happy, positive memories moving forward. I'm still going to remember that ex-mother-in-law with caring and compassion, but I don't need to carry a doll to remind me of that. Another thing that has mixed feelings for me is this little statue Indian doll. I mean, even the doll looks sad. I got this as some sort of a reward or something through my very conservative church when I was very small. And I don't remember why I got it or how I got it, whether it was being good in church or whether it was reading a Bible verse or even a birthday. I don't remember them. I think they usually give pencils for birthdays. So I'm assuming this was some sort of a, wow, you're a good kid type of thing. And I kept it all these years because it represented a very young time in my life and that I won something. It's always exciting to know I won something. Somebody gave me something. I must be special. So I kept it all those years because of that. But it does have sad memories. My very young childhood was not necessarily the happiest time of my life. And that particular church was not particularly the happiest place either. So I'm ready to give away this doll that for me even looks sad. It just carries a sadness about it. And I'm not sure if my daughter wants to inherit my sadness, but I'll ask her if she wants it. So those are the 4 categories that are helping me to give away and declutter memory items. Because sometimes it's hard. It's hard to figure out when you're ready to let go and how to let go. And knowing that there is somebody you can return the items to because they're not really yours in the first place, and you know the recipient will be happy to get them because they're their memories, or to give them to someone who will appreciate them more, whether that's a family member like what I have, or sometimes I'll see on our local Buy Nothing network, someone will be asking for a certain item. There's a few young girls on our Buy Nothing group that love collecting dolls, and I've given them other dolls in the past that I'm finished with and my daughter doesn't want. So I know that they're going to appreciate them. So that's another avenue for giving away memory items that have been precious to you at one time. And the third one, of course, items from a collection that you just no longer need. Those are easy to give away. And memory items that have memories mixed with sadness. I know some people, if there's like a book they don't like, or they might burn an item that's burnable, or trash an item, or break an item that has a bad memory, throw it away. But I don't want to hurt these items because, like I said, they have mixed memories for me. And it's just that as I get older and there's so much that I want to hold on to in my life, I need to make room for those good memories. I hope these suggestions have been helpful as you declutter your memory items. And thanks for watching Barb Talks.